Welcome. In this video, we are going to analyze the XCN coin explosion. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand. The downward trend line that we analyzed in detail in previous videos is still intact and continues to assert its dominant presence in the market. I had emphasized this back then as well. This descending trend has been acting as a strong resistance on the price, causing buyers to fall short with every attempt. As of today, we can clearly see that the price remains trapped within the boundaries of this structure and is still under its influence. Although the price has occasionally approached this descending trend line and even made a few attempts to break above it, it has yet to achieve a clear and sustained breakout. From past movements, we can see that each time it touches the trend line, sellers step in and push the price back down. This indicates ongoing uncertainty and hesitation among market participants. However, there's another notable point. Each time the price touches this descending trend line, the resulting lows are forming at higher levels. This suggests that buyers are gradually gaining strength, seller pressure is weakening with each contact, and the likelihood of breaking this downward trend is increasing. If the price manages to break above this strong descending trend line with an upward move, it could create a significant sense of relief in the market. Such lasting breakouts often trigger sharp shifts in market psychology. As sellers pull back, buyers begin to act with more confidence, potentially igniting a new wave of upward movement. Especially when breakouts occur after a long period of price suppression, they can lead to sudden and strong rallies. That's why the current situation is very important. We're now seeing the price approaching this descending trend line once again. If this resistance area is broken decisively in the coming period, it's very likely that we'll start seeing strong candles in succession and that the price may gain upward momentum for a while. To summarize, the descending trend line we pointed out in our previous analysis is still actively in play. The price continues to be squeezed by this trend line. However, signs are increasing that the pressure is easing and buyers are starting to recover. In the coming days, if this descending trend is broken to the upside, the likelihood of the price initiating a strong rally is quite high, but looking only at trend lines is not enough. We need to consider other metrics as well. Stay tuned. When we closely examine the current price action, it's easy to say that we are standing at a critical threshold. Especially the candlestick formations in the most recent time frames indicate that the market is reaching a new decision point, and this decision could lead to highly significant outcomes. It's particularly important to note that if the price finds strong support at its current levels and makes an upward move from here to form a new higher low pattern, this could signal a crucial shift in the market structure. Up until now, when we look at the general character of the price, we've seen it consistently make lower lows, moving within a downtrend. However, if the price no longer makes a lower low from this point and instead responds with a higher low, it would be a very strong technical signal indicating that the downtrend is beginning to break and the market structure may be changing. A higher low formation is one of the clearest indicators in technical analysis that buyers are starting to gain strength and sellers are no longer as dominant as before. As long as an asset continues to produce lower lows, it means that sellers remain in control. But the first higher low signals that buyers are beginning to take control and that the dominant side in the market may be shifting. That's precisely why the price movements from this region onward are extremely critical and worth closely monitoring. If this anticipated higher low occurs, it could be the signal not just of a minor recovery, but also of the beginning of a larger and stronger upward trend. With the confidence built on this higher low, the price could gain much stronger momentum and potentially enter a rapid upward phase, especially by breaking through regions that previously acted as resistance. Because the first step in any new uptrend is always a strong, higher low. That low instills confidence in investors. Buyers start opening positions more boldly, while sellers begin to give up and pull back. All of these chain reactions can cause the price to spring upward like a compressed coil. Therefore, how the price reacts at these levels right now is of great importance. If the price holds here and pushes itself upward by forming a higher low, we won't just be witnessing a short-term rise, but potentially the start of a strong uptrend that could extend into the medium and long term. In summary, the formation of a higher low at this point would represent a tremendous structural shift from a technical standpoint. If such a scenario unfolds, it could trigger a major wave of change in the market, and patient investors may benefit significantly from this rise. The current chart structure clearly shows that we are at a crucial crossroads. If this move happens, it will mark the transition of the price into an uptrend. When we take a detailed look at the MACD indicator, we can clearly see that the market has reached a very critical stage. Observing the chart, we can distinctly see that the blue MACD line is gradually approaching the yellow signal line. The narrowing distance between these two lines day by day indicates that a transformation process is beginning in the market and that the current trend is slowly showing signs of weakening. At the moment, both lines are positioned below the zero level. This means that the market is still generally in the negative zone, moving under pressure. However, there's a very important point to pay attention to here. If these two lines cross below the zero level, especially if the blue line crosses the yellow line from below, this is known in technical analysis as a bullish crossover, and it can often signal a strong upward acceleration in prices. A bullish crossover occurring below the zero line on the MACD is a strong indication that the current downtrend is nearing its end, and that the possibility of a new upward movement beginning is quite high. Historically, bullish crossovers below the zero line have often marked not just short-term rebounds, but also the beginning of powerful rallies that can extend into the medium and long term. Looking at the MACD histogram, we can also see that the bars are starting to shrink, meaning the red bars representing negative momentum are gradually decreasing. This supports the idea that downward pressure is weakening, selling activity is slowing, and buying volume is starting to build strength. While the current situation hasn't yet provided a definitive reversal signal, we are at an extremely critical juncture from a technical standpoint. If the MACD line crosses above the signal line within the next few candlestick closes, it could trigger not just a short-term relief rally, but also a significant shift in overall market sentiment. Especially in assets that have been in a downtrend for a long time, such a signal could prompt many technical traders and investors to shift back to the buying side. Naturally, this may lead to sharp upward reactions in prices and even short-term price spikes. Another important detail to remember is that crossovers above the zero line tend to be safer but offer later signals, whereas bullish crossovers below the zero line often generate earlier but much more profitable opportunities. That's why this upcoming crossover is an extremely valuable development in the current market context. In summary, when we evaluate the MACD in terms of the lines converging, the shrinking histogram, and their position below the zero level, we can say that the sellers who have been putting pressure on prices are losing strength, and buyers are now sending stronger signals. If this outlook continues without breaking down, the potential for a strong upward movement to begin in the coming days is very high. Therefore, keeping a close eye on this MACD crossover and the subsequent price reactions will be critically important. It looks like the reward time is approaching for those who have been waiting patiently. The stage is already being set for those with patience. Staying focused on the MACD indicator is essential. Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.